Today, most of our meetings are virtual. You're sitting at home or in your office talking to a camera, looking at a screen, most likely more than a camera. You're just one of many faces in a grid that you see. And in that setup, the old rules of presence and authority, they don't work the same way. That's why today I'm going to talk about how to build executive presence in a virtual meeting, in a virtual boardroom, so to say. Three specific things you can do with your body language that change how people see you on the screen. And then I'll give you three bonus tips, simple setup things that make all this even easier. Simple things, practical things, no theory. So let's get to it. Here is the problem. In a real room, when you walk in, people feel your presence. They see how you move, how you sit, how you hold yourself. You don't have to think about it, it just happens. But on a screen, all of that gets lost. You become a rectangle, right? Same size as everyone else, same lighting, same box, your experience, your seniority, your authority. None of it comes through automatically. And what do most people do? They try to make up for it with their voice. They talk more, they talk louder, they jump in faster, they barge into somebody else's conversation. And honestly, it has the opposite effect. It looks like you're trying too hard. It looks like you're fighting for attention instead of commanding it. So, what actually works? Three things, and they have nothing to do with how much you speak. First thing, your hands. In most virtual meeting, people keep their hands under the desk, in their lap, completely out of frame. And here's why that's a problem. When someone can't see your hand, they trust you less. It's not a conscious thing, it's a subconscious thing. We are wired that way. For thousands of years, if you met someone and couldn't see their hands, your brain went, wait, what's this person hiding? So the step one is simple. Bring your hand up or hands up into the frame. Let people see them. Step two is what you do with them. There's a gesture called steeple. Fingertips touching each other, hands making a triangle. I have a mic, so I can't do this for you, but it basically goes like this, right? Or I've seen people do this. You'll see some really powerful people that speak, they usually keep a steeple. Senior leaders do this, right? Negotiators do it if you notice. It signals confidence, not aggression, just confidence. It says, I am sure about what I'm saying. Compare that to what most people do on camera. They touch their face, right? They adjust their headphones, they're fiddling around, they fidget with a pen, maybe, right? They have a pen in their hand. Every one of those movements leaks nervous energy. And on a small screen, those little movements are magnified. People notice. When you steeple your hands, something interesting happens. Your body actually calms your brain down. You breathe slower, you speak more deliberately. It's a physical anchor, it settles you. And here's one thing about it. When your hands are in a steeple, it tells the room, this person has thought about what they're going to say. They are not figuring it out on the spot or on the fly. They are ready. Second cue is where you look. This is something almost everyone gets wrong. In a virtual meeting, you naturally look at the faces on your screen. The person who's speaking, it's the grid of participants in that meeting. It feels normal to do that. It feels like you are paying attention, but that's a feeling that only you have. Here's the thing. When you look at their faces on the screen to the person on the other side, you're not looking at them. Your eyes are off. You look like you are looking somewhere else, maybe down, because you're looking at the screen. It goes like this. Imagine me talking to you like this. It just wouldn't feel right, right? So you look like you're looking somewhere else, right? And or maybe looking sideways. I know some people who put their camera somewhere there and they go, looking at the screen. It just makes it very awkward. You are definitely disconnected. You feel disconnected for the audience who's on the screen. Ideally, what you want to do is to look at the camera lens. The camera lens is where your eyes should be. That's small dot above your screen. If you want someone to feel like you're looking directly at them, you have to look at the lens, not the faces. The lens. Now, I'm not saying you stare at the lens the whole meeting. That would be very weird and exhausting. But when you're making a point that matters, right? You have a very key point to get across. When you're answering a direct question, when you want something to land really well, look at the lens directly. For those few seconds, that's all. Give the lens your full attention in those moments. Most people do the opposite. They look at faces most of the time and the lens almost never, because that's not in your conscious thought. If you just flip that for your important moments, lens first, faces second, the person on the other side will feel the difference. They won't know why, but they'll feel it. Like you are talking to them, not at them or not at a screen. Yeah. And then the third cue, and this one is probably the hardest: silence. In a virtual meeting, silence feels very uncomfortable. It feels like dead air, right? Like something is wrong. So people rush in to fill any of the gaps. They speak faster, they jump in before the other person finishes. They keep talking just so there is no gap in the audio. And when you do that, you give away your power completely, right? Think about who you perceive as the most senior person in any meeting. It's not the one who talks the most, it's the one who's comfortable not talking. The one who can pause right in the middle of what they are saying for 2 seconds and then continue unbothered. That person doesn't look nervous. They look like they don't have to convince you. They're not trying too hard. They look like they already know what they're saying matters and you can wait. So here's how you use silence. Before you make your most important point, pause. 1 second, maybe 2, and if you can push it, 3 seconds. That's the golden time, right? The 3-second rule. Let the room go quiet. Then speak. And after you finish, after you make your point, pause again. Don't rush to explain it. Don't add more words. Just let it sit there. That one technique, silence, point, silence, will make whatever you just said land with 10 times the weight, because you gave people space to receive it, to process that information. In a world where everyone is trying to fill every second with a soundbite, the person who is comfortable in silence, that person stands out. That person controls the room. So let me summarize. 3 things. That's it, right? 1, hands visible. When you're making a confident statement, use the steeple, right? Any one of these. It calms you and signals certainty. 2, when something matters, look at the lens, not the faces on the screen, because it's you're off, you are disconnected. So look at the lens, not the screen. 3, before and after your key points, pause. Let silence do the work that words can't. Now, before your next virtual meeting, ask yourself 3 questions. What is the one thing I want them to remember from this meeting? That's your anchor point. That's where you will look at the lens. That's where you will use the pause. Where are your hands? Bring them up. Use steeple if it helps. And am I rushing? If you hear yourself speeding up, stop. Take a breath. 2 seconds of quiet will do more for how people see you than 2 minutes of fast talking. Now, before I close, let me give you 3 bonus tips. These are the setup things, simple things you can fix before the meeting even starts. First one is lighting. You have to have good light, and it has to come from in front of you, not from behind, not from the side, from the front, shining directly on your face. If you sit with a window behind you, your face becomes a shadow, it becomes a silhouette, and nobody can actually see anything. People can't read your expression, they can't see your eyes. All those body language cues I just spoke about, hands, eye contact, they don't work if people can't actually see you properly. So get a light. Even a simple desk lamp will do just fine. Put it in front of you. Make sure your face is well lit. And the second one is camera height. Your camera needs to be at eye level or roughly the nose level, not lower or higher. If your camera is too low, like you're using a laptop on a desk looking down, it's unflattering. They might be able to see your nose hair. Nobody wants to see that, right? Worse than that, it creates a weird power dynamic that you may not realize, but it happens. Looking down at someone feels dominant. Looking up at someone feels submissive. You want neither. You want something that is neutral. You want to be eye level, equal professional, right? So that's what you want. So if you're using a laptop, put it on a stand or stack some books under it, whatever works. Just get the camera up to eye level. So when you look at the lens, you're looking straight ahead, not up, not down, right? So third one is don't turn your camera on for every single meeting. And I say this for a reason people don't talk about it enough. There is research that shows that when you are on camera in a virtual meeting, your face and your facial expressions overcompensate for lack of body language you would normally use in a physical room. In an in-person meeting, people see your whole body, your posture, your hands, your gesture, micro expression on your face, your movement. All of that communicates something. On camera, all of that is gone. So your face does double duty. It overcompensates for that lack of input. And that can be very, very exhausting. It's called camera fatigue. And it's real. Your brain is working harder to express the same thing with just a fraction of the tools it normally has, right? So here's what I tell people. Save your camera for the meetings where you want to create an impact, the high stakes one, the ones where your presence actually matters. For everything else, quick check-in, status updates, routine calls. If you can get away with just the audio, do it. Protect your energy, because when you do turn on that camera, you want to show up at your best. Not exhausted from 6 other calls where your face has been compensating all day long. Yeah. So here's my question for you. When you think about your last virtual meeting, which of these do you need to work on most? Hands, eyes, silence, or maybe one of the setup things like lighting, camera height, and camera fatigue? Drop your answers in the comment. I want to see which one people struggle with the most. I read every single one of those comments. And if you're a senior professional who wants to build real executive presence, not just on camera, but in every room, let's talk. I do one-on-one discovery session. We sit down, we look at your specific situation, and we figure out what's actually holding you back. Link is in the description. Don't let another meeting go by where you are the most experienced person in the room and the least heard. Until next time, take care. When your hands are in steeple, I'm sorry, this mic is making it very difficult for me to do this.